Recall.
A chiasm? It seems like it. The lion-like beast, the first of four aspects of Christ: lion, king, calf, servant sacrifice, man, flying eagle, God. The sea beast, Antichrist, the first of four Christian powers: the sea beast, the land beast, the image beast, and the abyss beast. Who knows? The Muslims. Who knows? The Muslims. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the seven seals thereof. Revelation 5:5. And he had in his hand a little book open, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, seven thunders uttered their voices. Revelation 10:2 and 3. Revelation 5:5 reads, Open the book. And Revelation 10:2 and 3 reads, A little book open. Open books are associated with judgment in Daniel and Revelation. Daniel 7, 9, 10, 13, and 14, specifically verse 10. Revelation 4 and 5, specifically verses 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. And Revelation 20, 4 through 6, 12, and 13, specifically verse 12. Jesus the King, the judgment. Implies Jesus the King, the judgment. Jesus the King, the judgment. Jesus the King, the judgment, or some type of judgment. It can't be emphasized enough. The structure implies that some type of judgment is taking place in Revelation 10, and Jesus is involved, with the book of Daniel as the basis for the judgment. We need to return to the cloud and reanalyze that study, the verses involved. Recall the occurrences of the word cloud in Revelation, verses 1:7, 11:12, 14:14, 15, and 16. Jesus the second coming. Jesus the second coming. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and he had in his hand a little book open. Revelation 10, 1 and 2. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Revelation 11:12. The written word, a symbolic return to heaven. But Revelation 10, 1 and 2 mentions a little book, which we have seen is the book of Daniel. The prophetic word, a symbolic second coming. The written word, a symbolic return to heaven. The prophetic word, a symbolic second coming. It can't be emphasized enough. The structure, once again, plays a major part in the understanding of this text, for it implies that the prophetic word, the book of Daniel, is central to what is happening in Revelation 10. We are dealing with a coming of Christ, but not him himself in person, but in the person of his representative, the prophetic word, the book of Daniel. Historically, chronologically, Revelation 11:12, the written words return to heaven happens first, before Revelation 10, 1 and 2, the prophetic words second coming, which makes a lot of sense, since this fits the pattern set by Christ of returning to heaven at the close of his earthly ministry and then coming back at the second coming. His face was as it were the sun, our last defining characteristic of the angel. The occurrences of the phrase, his face was as it were the sun, in the New Testament. It does not occur in Revelation outside of our core text, Revelation 10, 1 through 3. Only one, Matthew 17:2. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. And after 6 days Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. While he, Peter, yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. Matthew 16:28 through 17:5. Revelation 10:1-3's his face as it were the sun literally is the face of him like the sun, while Matthew 16:28 through 17:5's his face did shine as the sun literally is shone the face of him like the sun. Matthew 16:28 through 17:5 reads, The Son of Man coming in his kingdom, indicating that the text is a representation of the second coming of Christ. The they of Revelation 11:12, the two witnesses, are the Moses and Elias or Elijah of Matthew 16:28 through 17:5.